If you're a runner that falls into the category of closing the door behind you and then immediately hitting the pavement or immediately hitting the trail, I'm going to challenge you and encourage you to actually warm up for your runs. So you're not just using those first couple minutes of your run to warm up or go at a slower pace before you get further into the run. So I encourage you to take 3 to 5 minutes to warm up fully and make sure we get some dynamic movement in, some plyometrics. So then when you hit the trail, hit the pavement, you're feeling ready to go. I'm Catherine. I'm the personal trainer and running coach at Kathletics. Here at Kathletics, we're all about meeting you where you are in your fitness so you can approach hybrid training in a sustainable way. So if you are going to close the door behind you or close the car door behind you and immediately hit the trail, immediately hit the pavement, this is what I encourage you to do if you are not able to do something on the ground, which of course, if you're closing the door behind you, you're probably not going to want to get on the ground, do some cat-cows, do some thread the needles, things like that. So what I would encourage you to do instead is get some rotation still in your thoracic spine. What I like to do for standing is some marches with some rotation again at the thoracic spine. For most of these exercises, you'll probably want to do about 6 to 10 reps on each side, depending on what feels good for you and what areas tend to need a little bit more assistance or warming up before you get into your run. So after getting into your thoracic spine, getting the upper body warmed up a bit, now we're going to focus on the lower body. So thinking the quads, the hips, the glutes, the hamstrings, all those things. So for your hamstrings, you're going to hinge down and do some sweeps here. Now you're going to notice for most of these, for really all these exercises, we're doing dynamic stretches or plyometrics. And the reason we're doing that over static stretches is that we're about to move. We don't need the muscle or the tendons or the ligaments to be in a stretched position because ultimately, once you hit the ground running, we need the muscles, tendons, and ligaments to be able to react quickly with power, with stiffness, to be able to do this for a long duration and in a powerful way. So for those hamstring sweeps, we want to think about having the heel down, swiping next to the leg, feel a nice little stretch through the hamstring and alternate sides. Next, I like to get into some quad pulls with a little calf raise and reach. And again, alternating sides here. Just a little gentle pull on each side. And these are going to get the quads warmed up, a little bit of the calves as well, and then reaching up, getting that full extension through your core and your hip flexors. The last dynamic stretch that I like to program for my runners is a Cossack squat. So getting into a wide stance, having your toes angled out and alternating sides here. So bending into the hip and the knee, thinking about using your quads, opening up in the hips. And overall, this just feels like a really nice lateral movement. This is especially nice if you are going to be getting onto the trails because you are going to need those lateral stabilizers for the trails just because you're on uneven ground. Now, of course, you could say the same thing if you're going to a track or just going to be on the pavement. You're still using those just at a lesser rate because the ground is typically more even. Lastly, we want to get into some type of plyometrics. Now, you can do a single leg pogo hop, especially since you're basically going to be doing these alternating sides while running, or you can do both if you're just trying to get the heart rate up and still have some of that plyometric through the calf and through the leg. An alternate would be some skaters as well, so hopping from side to side. Again, this is a nice one for those who are going to be going onto a trail, so you can get into some of that lateral stability and lateral plyometric. As I mentioned, doing about 6 to 10 reps of all these. If you're doing pogo hops, I would do say 20 to 30 reps in total, just because it's a little bit quicker in pace. But overall, this is going to give you a well-rounded approach to your warm-up. It's only going to take a few minutes of your time, and this is also going to set you up for further success while you're running so you can reach your running goals. If you have some running goals coming up this year, I recommend checking out either our one-on-one coaching or Sustainably Fit. Both of these programs allow you to reach those running goals, reach your strength goals at the same time. So check those out in the description below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, be sure to like, subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next one.